Champions LCG Week 0. Record rule.
We never tried the campaign, and this is exactly
This
how
is
we
the
get
first
inside.
time we're trying this campaign. So,
Just kidding. It's been like a year and a half.
you saw the video title. This is a deck tech of our Expert 1 GMW run.
Did we manage to win?
Tune in
You
for the
would
next
see.
couple of weeks and
Yes.
find out. This is what happened and what we brought.
Mm-hmm.
And we hope it gives you guys a little bit of insight on if you're having struggles with E1. So this is a 3-player campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Doctor Strange Justice.
Ant-Man leadership.
And Cyclops.
Phoenix.
Start over.
We did so many. We do Phoenix protection.
Phoenix Protection.
Protection.
Right. So the main goal of Strange Justice was to supplement teammates and try to buff and help and thwart, as well as do the invocation things
As much as you can.
as much as possible.
Yeah.
And you could do that with triple spiritual meditation, dig for your Master of the Mystic Arts, and try to spam it on Winds of Fortuna as much as possible.
I also feel like you were probably our status card dealer.
On Expert 1, much easier to dish out status cards than E2, because they should actually work.
Yeah. Stalwart, right? There's no Stalwart.
There is
Well, there is Stalwart.
there's
but
Stalwart,
it's-
Nebula
you were-
and Ronan have Stalwart. Nebula's going to be probably the toughest one, I would say.
Expert 2 is the next level is like everybody's Stalwart right off the bat, right?
Steady. No, they're steady.
Steady.
So you need 2 cards.
Steady.
You have to
Oh,
get-
okay,
you have to get-
Also, Drang is Stalwart. I think they're all, his Sphere. If
Well,
you're playing,
his spear.
we're playing Expert 1, so he starts in Stalwart with the Spear.
Yeah. Like dishing out the status card help us so much in the campaign.
You got a stall attack, stall.
Yeah, there's like so
Schemes.
many activation. Like, don't want to spoil too much on the campaign, but you really need some time to tempo off the attacks so that we can actually survive and put everything down.
There's a lot of not.
Get set up.
There's a lot of not being able. Oh, just chump block. You have to like careful with your chump blocks in this campaign.
By the way, just overall strategy is just to actually set everybody up. You the first, because with like the very expensive stuff right here, you can actually help us.
Try to Helicarrier and Avengers Mansion your teammates. Yes.
And that is because of like what's happened with like the Milano, because even if the Milano can do a lot of stuff in the campaign, sometimes we need the Milano to just do one thing.
Pick and choose what you do with the Milano very carefully.
Yeah.
Plan your turns out with your teammates. Talk to them.
Yes.
Yes.
You don't need to just fire off with what you got. Like, I'm just gonna do this.
I brought 2 multitasking, 2 for Justice. Those are obvious, and 2 even the odds in a 3-player campaign.
This is so
Too good. I would say, Kevin, a 2-player campaign, ETO, not as strong,
right.
not as rewarding.
By the way, this is just a must-have when you play every opponents.
The side schemes are rampant in this campaign, at least, so it's
Because we
easier to
play
hit
with
tons of-
all the models in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like this, like I really like on what is it board game that you cannot do Nebula with the Badoon because there's like so much surge, and then
You can't do it.
it's like one gigantic post that say, hey,
Do this so that you don't have to have.
yeah, if you take off the Badoon
Head
model,
on, it gets worse.
no, you take it off, it gets easier.
What? The Badoon Headhunter.
Yeah, because there's less surge.
You don't have the surge from
Right.
on the hunt.
Right.
Yeah.
The
Right.
henchmen. You know.
I think
Yeah.
they almost all have surge. They all have
Yeah,
surge.
they all have surge.
all
They have
surge.
surge and do a thing.
Yeah.
But leaving him on the board the entire campaign for Drang and like it's difficult.
Well, no,
The
that's why
ETO,
they're saying
like all
just take
the
that
thing
out.
that is like putting stuff. If you take it out, then it's like easier. But like if you put it in, this is a must, essentially. Like you want to have like the ability of clearing all those things very quickly. ETO is just like, yeah.
I brought Endurance because campaign, and it's going to follow you or help you. Cosmo, even though he's errated, he's still a method of getting the top card of the encounter deck.
You always
Out.
say treachery, unless it's me. You say obligation,
That's right.
and you will see like what happened with that. But the idea is that when you see those techniques from Nebula, or even like I don't know, Universal Remote. That's not the name of it, but
some
like
other bad cards that the villain you don't want
Yes,
the villain to have.
universal remote.
Yes.
like Cosmo is going to get rid of it. It's just pure pleasure.
And
at
you
that
can
point.
play
It helps.
that.
It helps, right? If you can
Take the
manipulate
fight to them
it.
is a card you probably should grab. Whoever can combo with the ability to deck off.
You can explain like actually what you got in the
Oh, no,
card
at the end?
At the end, yeah, sure.
So the basic Justice, Allies, Arrows, Quake, and Wiccan, I think they have to just go. You could probably bring Blindfold, but cost efficiency, I did not.
Did you like Wiccan?
Wiccan can be helpful, and it can be nothing.
Joe's so good.
Wiccan is
using
another
Wiccan's
way of
ability.
getting the top card of the deck gone.
Play Weekend plus whatever. Again, just go.
Fury is a must for Strange because of his ability to just pull
Dig in.
resources.
Yeah,
Yes.
you just want to dig in your deck, right?
2 Power Justice, 3 Greys, Helicarrier, Avenge Mansion, 2 target acquireds. We chose to all bring 1. I brought
At
an
least
extra.
one. Yeah.
I think target acquired is extremely important. I don't want to say mandatory, but I'm going to say mandatory.
Hmm.
I brought Heroic Intuition to buff allies that could thwart.
Mhm.
So if you can squeeze that in there.
Teammates.
Yes. Teammates. I brought a great responsibility
You're an
for
ally.
certain portions of the campaign. You are going to get a lot of threat placed on the main scheme. If you can time a 7 Rings of Ragador or a tough from someone else with a great responsibility, it can thwart for like 15 for a tough status.
I think the max we did was 17 or something like this.
There were a lot of things
Was over 15.
happening with
Yeah.
Nebula where she was like, "Oh, place 15 on the main."
No,
Like,
yeah.
I'll place 0 instead.
Yeah, this is just like so good, so nice.
With all the side schemes in the campaign, Skilled Investigator gets you an extra resource once the side scheme is cleared. Under Surveillance might be key on certain ones if you're trying to get as many points as possible to keep it on the main scheme without it popping.
In Roland, it actually play. It was padding us like a lot.
Sometimes you're gonna get right to the threshold and the van is just like, "Oh, you're still good." You're like, "Oh, thank you."
Yeah. It's,
Counterintelligence. If you can't thwart the main for some reason, counterintelligence is technically thwarting, sort of.
yeah, it's
And,
pretty nice when you have like that exclamation point, like crisis. Yeah.
And my one crazy card is One Way or Another. Other people recommend you probably don't bring this, but sometimes if you plan well enough with your teammates and they can thwart an entire side scheme, it's a free draw 3. And the side schemes in this campaign are beneficial to what's going on. So
You're gonna
plan
see-
well, and it's good. You don't plan well, it's going to backfire on you.
You're gonna see like some teapot, some eggs, some and
Yes.
this right here, plus the fact that you actually draw you 3 cards makes it go so well. So yeah, that was something that was really
I
impressive.
still don't want the car. Pick a better car.
I want that. It's really good.
In this
really good.
campaign, you will be able to buy cards from the market depending on how well you do. The order that I purchased my cards was Shore Gamble, reduce the resource cost of the next card played this phase by 3, help your teammates,
Help this too.
help that too, help
Yeah.
yourself, help the teammates.
Yeah.
Take the fight to them. You can manipulate the top 6 cards in a 3-player campaign of the encounter deck as you see fit. You take the fight to them.
Every time you play that, I was so surprised, like how you're actually thinking of like everything. My brain is
You,
fried half
you
the
plan
time.
the attacks and you plan what encounter cards you're going to get.
It's so
or
good.
punt them.
It's so
Or
good.
bury them.
And it's not
It's
like
too
you
good.
actually discount everything down. You just like
Right.
try to pad in a sort of way that it actually makes sense and
Don't always just make this beneficial for you. Don't just punt the cards.
yeah.
I mean, there are some cards that
You need
go.
to punt.
Yeah.
Don't even think twice. Just punt them.
Earning hanger.
Defy danger.
Actually, not even gone. If it's just like a boost,
You can use it.
Right.
then
That's
boost.
right.
See, that's the next level
But
of
you have to
thinking.
plan that. Don't
Yeah.
mess the deck up after
Yeah.
someone does that.
Yeah. Don't weaken it.
Defy danger was just a grab. It wasn't really that beneficial to me. I needed to spend points. Onrush, grab it. Don't think, just grab it. When a card is revealed from the encounter deck, card, side scheme, environment, whatever, cancel the effects of that card and discard it.
So I play Onrush.
Mega strong. I played Onrush.
Wow.
Well,
You
this
want to alternate reality when I played Doctor Strange. I played Onrush and I didn't like it as much because I couldn't draw. This deck was drawing way much more. So there's sometimes you actually keep the protective ring, right?
Protective ward.
Protective War plus the Onrush. He ended up with 0 card in hand, but it helps so much in the game. It's just insane. And because everything is already set up for him, that it just can't keep going.
Sometimes you need to play a defensive turn and just
Yeah.
roll with it.
Yep.
Brainstorm, hit or miss thwart, and then contingency plan,
Brainstorm
deal
is
some
awesome.
damage.
But Brainstorm also gets you cards.
Yeah.
Like you get to scry, you're swapping that card out for
Yep.
something
Yeah.
with the benefit of maybe getting some thwart out of it
Yes.
if Joe was a better
You're just unlucky.
guesser.
It's like the same with Weekend. You can
You were a better guesser, Joe.
If you have
No,
bad luck,
that-
don't get that card.
events. You
Yeah, it
always
was
say
a
event.
resource ally.
Yeah,
upgrade.
but that's only you.
So that's the order that I purchase things in. So pay attention to the points you earn in each scenario.
Maximize the points that you can each scenario because Short Game Boy is 5 points, and that helps us.
I think I wound up with
tremendously.
like 1 point extra at the end of the campaign or something.
Yeah,
So you might have some leeway.
we play every time to have max points, and even at max point it was hard. So be careful with that. If you can have all the max point, do it. Yeah.
But don't bust yourself over scenario 2 trying to get max points.
That was the only one we didn't try to max point.
Dragon's okay. Collector's very hard. Collector 2 is very easy. And then you're going to have
Nebula is just
right
like,
back to Nebula, and then Ronin you will have to choose. Come on, dude. The amount of time we spent on Nebula versus Ronin.
Wow, Nebula we spent like a year, flat out.
Okay, but there were extenuating circumstances
Like,
that drug that out.
We did what? We did. I played Strange. You played Jessica Drew.
And then you had
And
Kendo.
more.
Then
And Kendo.
and I had Kendo too for like 4 months. Yeah, 4 months.
More
Then
than
we
one,
like-
but okay.
Yeah. Then you switch to Ant-Man. Then we actually changed the deck and I started to play Phoenix.
So that was my decision points. I think that puts me at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, plus 15, 46 cards.
By the way, order of operation. With this deck, if you can play a draw first. Like you would see in our game where actually Joe is going to like just right off the bat play the spiritual meditation that you can actually play in alter ego or hero form because he's
It's just,
mystic.
it's just an action.
It's just an action. He doesn't say anything. Just keep going so that we do fast, right? We don't need to watch it. There's sometimes we actually want to watch him do the stuff because it
Because
actually
it'll
gives us
benefit their turn.
or like
Or plan.
plan like how much we're talking, how much we're doing damage or whatnot. But yeah, draw first everything that you can. The thing that you want to keep is the Doctor Strange upgrade.
Items. Yes, all
Yeah.
of them.
The cape.
Cape, Eye, Sorcerer Supreme,
Yeah,
probably mandatory.
cape is
mandatory,
good.
mandatory.
Yeah, because it's going to like let you actually go through that very quickly. Wong is actually pretty nice if you can afford it at some point because you actually can go through your invocation deck really quickly too.
Find the card you want, and you're also getting healing
Yeah.
when you don't need to use his
When
ability for
applicable,
that.
yes.
Yeah. There's like you didn't have like much issue with health.
Well, if you have good teammates that can block for you from time to time, then health is generally not an issue.
Yeah.
And if teammates grab other ways to tough you, and you're toughing them,
And this is not like you have to pay that absolutely first or whatnot, right? Like if there's like higher priority, then like the Doctor Strange item or whatnot are helping, then yeah, that's pretty much it. Drawing, always draw. Before doing any other actions, you draw because you want to see everything that you can spend or whatnot. Yeah.
that's my deck. What do you guys got?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I played Phoenix Protection, but I wasn't even protecting you much.
Your pin downs did a lot of damage mitigation.
That was your idea.
I think that's an obvious idea.
That was an obvious idea. Let's
French
go
pin down again. What's that do?
Pin down. That's a protective card. Pin down. Attach a minion, max 1 per minion. Attach a minion gets -2 attack.
They still activate.
They still activate.
Yes.
There's a ghost.
Badoon Engineer.
Badoon Engineer. Like that wouldn't help much with Badoon Engineer. The ghost is going to help you a lot. At the end, against Ronan, there's some card you don't want that to go back to the deck.
That is correct. Yes.
The pin down helped us a lot, and actually I understand now why the health was so high.
Why? Whose health was so high?
Kree, Jaffa.
Uh,
Because if it was low and
it would
we
go
should
right back
have-
in.
Yeah, that would have been like they have like some kind of boost on that thing.
Kinda
They
shocked
don't
they
want
didn't
them
do that.
back.
Just
Huh?
to annoy us. Back in the deck. Back in the deck.
It's like I saw the minion. I was like, wait, what? That much I want health? It's like killing a boss, but actually not helping you. It's kind of like a blessing in disguise. It's crazy. And pin down lets you like have them on the board for like a really long time. That's pretty nice. Target acquired, like we said. Endurance is a must on Phoenix because I'm actually playing it with what doesn't kill me. So the whole idea with the Phoenix is that she has a really high thwart, right? For 3, and with the combination of Ever Vigilant, What Doesn't Kill Me, and the Phoenix Suit, you'll be able to give aerial with her, ready, thwart, and then thwart 2 from the main 2, ready, heal 2, and thwart from whatever. And if I have the Heroic Intuition, that's just 1 in 4. The card that one way or the other, another. That's one way for us to actually just
Dispose of it
yeah.
right out immediately.
Yes, and have like some things. That was a nice combo. I really liked it. Right.
No, hey, he can like it. I cannot like it. That's
No, it was awesome. It was awesome. Phoenix card. I just want to say what all the cards I liked the most and some cards I didn't play. Play that once. That helped us.
Yes, it did.
Only one time. Like I said, like you said, if there's someone to help block you, and we have like the backline here, it's like definitely it's so good. I didn't get to only play once.
Didn't need it.
Yeah, I never played mind control.
I don't think he played it at all, did you?
Not at all.
He did.
I did. No.
Yeah.
I think you might have done one.
You
Yeah,
did it for one. You took control of
something was very important.
It was not the head. It might have been the headhunter.
It might.
It was the headhunter,
Yeah,
and that's
because we had to block with him twice.
Really?
We got
Yes,
He
you
only
did
took,
used it once.
He only
Are
took,
you sure that
he
this
only
is not
took
like
6 damage.
one?
You got one more block out of it.
Is
And
it
then he
like
went
one
to
of the
victory.
one we could just like redo? No, you sure?
No,
No, I think we kept that
we
one.
kept that one.
Yeah.
No,
I
maybe
think-
one time
Oh,
then.
maybe.
Take Electric Shot. That card is awesome. Like you just block 4 damage here, and then you block 17 damage after. Everything goes on the Telekinetic Shield. It risks that if you put 5 damage, like you put all the damage here, and if there's 5 more, more than
Five or
5,
more.
then you discard the Telekinetic Shield. That was great. That's better.
And it ignores overkill and piercing.
Yeah, it's just good. Cyclops was helping me to like be restrained, and sometimes actually with leadership, you actually gave me like the Cyclops back so that I
Give
can
you
just
more
like
resources.
give me more resources, which is great. White Horn was not. It was hard to like fit in. Like this other resource generator or health generator or counter generator, that wasn't the card that I played in priority every time. It's a nice card to have, but by the fact that I'm actually just staying in hero form and just like keep twirling or whatnot, then I don't do much. And actually I realized the more I play with that, there's one point in the game you go in unleashed and you stay unleashed. Don't go
You're
straight
not
again.
trying to You're not trying to get
I
back.
think once you stabilize the schemes, the
Yeah.
side schemes, just start attacking.
Yeah, like when basically there's only the main scheme left, that's when everybody is actually in right order. You're going to like start twirling a lot too, because you put
I'm set
everything
up.
else. Yes, and all I do is like switch it up and just start killing. Which, by the way, when I switch up, our mental paralysis not played much either. Same thing with like mind control. I didn't play. When you actually go on the other side, Dark Phoenix is not that scary.
It helps when you have like giant stalls.
If you're
to
paying attention
smash
and
it
you
down.
can control her,
Yeah, if you can control her, if you can actually really,
plan her coming out.
yeah, because when
We say that like we didn't lose turn 1
I don't
on
know
the
what
Dark
they
Phoenix
say.
showing up.
What, that one time we just got wall off.
Stay tuned to one of those videos. You might see something.
That was just insane, and it's like ugh, that was, and it was like turn 2.
It was the very second activation or whatever. It's like
Yeah,
one
it's just
after the
like it just lose the game right on turn 2.
other. That was fun.
That was great. When you're unleashed, like after when everything is done and you get the time to be unleashed, when you have like a combination of Psychic Blast and Telekinetic Attack,
Trickery.
Telekinetic Attack and Psychic, I'm sorry, not that one.
Trickery.
That one is doing 4 damage to the villain and all the minions engage with you, and this one does 7 damage, and if you're unleashed, it actually add to
Additional
9
damage.
and overkill. So this is actually like even playing this plus only attacking with the Phoenix because you're 3-1 now attack. Get rid of the Dark Phoenix, essentially. So and you have like Burning Anger that stays in the play. You can thwart that and doesn't have like the plus thing anymore. And after that,
Consume the world.
yeah, it's just fine. Like I didn't felt like it was bad anytime I went unleashed, except for that turn 2. So yeah, that was great. This is another ready outlet for here. And in case I cannot do much with it, then 2 counter equal more resource, which is fine. But I'll use that more as like a ready. Right, that was great. Take a telepathic trickery. It's funny. There was that one time I was holding it for like
3 turns.
forever. And like we said, like you were doing so much status stuff that I never get to do it. This reads as at war 4, and if I unleash, I stun and confuse the enemy. But sometimes stun and confuse just right there save us like many turns of like pain and suffering.
I think they would combo maybe well in expert too.
Mm.
I want to try that.
Phoenix Shoot is a must, and I'm going to like go after with like the card I purchased, but this was great. 2 power protection, the Geniuses, that's the card I purchased. This is actually Joe's design right here. X-Jet, X-Gene, Tier Building, Utopia. To Utopia for the
Extra
Readying.
readying with the allies.
so X, Polaris, Angel, and Armor. Those were great.
And Cyclops.
And Cyclops too, yeah. That was just like this was just a
I
perfect
feel like that right there is mandatory.
Yeah. Mandatory. Agree. More reading here, right? Joe is in love with Mancha.
No, I give you the choice. I was worried about the Utopia bonus, and you made the choice for that one. And
So-
I like that idea that you made the choice, though.
Mancha help like some of the small minions. But once you have Mancha out, you have to be careful with like who you want to add after that. You have to generate, because the other card that I choose to put in, Natasha Romanoff, Black Widow, was a must.
Before you begin, I was opposed to Black Widow 100%. She was useless the first 4 scenarios, but guess who was wrong on the 5th scenario? Joe. You need her for the 5th scenario so bad. So thank you for bringing that.
That was so good. And also, it's one of the insurance, like when you are back at the end and you're unleashed, if you see Burning Anger or whatnot, you can actually avoid the Dark Phoenix by just winning out. It's very costly, just to have to. The interrupt rates
I think
as
it's well worth the cost.
yeah.
Yeah.
You pay a mental that you can generate with the X-Jet
Mhm.
if you want to. And by the way, you have to be X-Men. You have to be careful about that. You cannot we are out with Black Widow
You can still cancel with Widow, but you'd
With
have to
regular
use
As
a different.
alter ego,
You'd have
yes.
to use like a resource out of hand.
From the hand.
You can't use
Because-
the jet for that.
Yeah, you have to be X-Men for that one, which is weird. But
Yeah, there was a lot of be careful what your traits are. And
yeah,
what's going on.
yeah. Like this is the most difficult deck about the resource generation that I played. Like for personally, like
Keeping track of
yeah.
what generator did for what and
Mhm.
how.
I'm going to explain that after, but yeah. So Black Widow, you just see an encounter card, you don't like it, you search it and you discard the other one, essentially. And that worked for obligation. So good.
And environment.
Also, and upgrade.
Attachment.
Attachment, yes. So good. Yeah. So this X-Gene can only be played if you're a mutant. Guess what? If you're a Phoenix, you're an X-Men and a Firebird, and you cannot play X-Gene.
Correct.
Tier building exercise, you can play cards that share a threat with you.
Trade.
You're both psionic, but the psionic cards has to be only played like when you're hero, right? It's a hero action. If you want to play X-Men, you have to be on hero side.
Well, I mean, this team deal is
That's
also
hero
a hero action. to
Oh,
use
that's
it.
hero action, so you just
So
don't
you're
forget.
already a
Just
hero.
forget about
But it doesn't work on Mancha or Widow.
It doesn't work on Match and Widow. It does work on like all the psionic
Psionics, the
stuff.
aerials.
So that's good.
Ariel after you.
Once you have the
The suit.
suit.
And X-Jet, only resources when you are like a hero. So mostly hero here. This helps a lot if you manage to like have it, but don't break your back to go back on the other side to play X-Gene. Most of the time I did not. Sometimes when I got lucky and I get that in, that helped, but that's it. The one card I would advise to try to get early, if you're early scenario and you didn't buy anything, is probably Utopia. Afterward, Phoenix Shoot is a must. And it doesn't read much. It's like, give you a arrow, and if you actually restrain, you get steady. And if you're unleashed, you can retaliate, which I go most of the time for.
Also for
Okay.
Utopia, if you have a leadership player, they could call for an X-Men and still ready you.
Yeah, that can work. I don't think we did that.
Yeah.
Maybe
Cyclops,
Just
something like that.
Cyclops was.
Yeah,
the one.
yeah. But they
I don't
they
think it
were
ever lined up right for us to do it.
there was like it's like I had to block, and then Cyclops like that you have like thing you can get whatever. Phoenix shoots became much more important for me now.
Mandatory.
Yeah, and the reason why is because of the cards I bought here.
Go over the last few cards.
Oh, just target acquired and pin down.
Okay.
We will talk about that. At least one target acquired. Yeah.
Everyone
target
should
purchase,
have at least one.
Though
Again, I
it's
feel
not
like
all on one player either.
Right.
That have.
yeah.
I'm the canceller. Like no.
I feel like going forward we always have like one target card. Like that card was so good. Yeah. Order of buying, other resolve. Really a friendly character and draw a card. So just draw a card. That's great. Cost 5. So again, try to get a maximum point at the beginning. You don't have to ready yourself. You can actually ready Joe, Kevin.
Probably Joe though.
Even if you play with your own friend and you want to ready Joe, you call Joe, you say, hey, I'm going to ready. He's going to get ready. And you can ready yourself. So that was like so good. I liked it. Next stuff. So I don't remember exactly which one I go first.
I had the order from top to bottom.
So creative solution, grapple, and wing it.
Yeah,
so we
sounds
got
right.
the 6 points right off the bat. And
Well, because you didn't spend
Grapple,
right,
wing it, creative solution. Yeah.
yeah, I think I spent like right away like for the 2 of them. So the idea is that the Phoenix suit is giving you steady. Grapple and wing it, they actually deal damage to enemy, stun or confuse it, and then you get stunned and confused and you draw a card. They're great. They're just like replacing themselves like from your hand, right? And
cycling the card, but also giving you effects for it.
yeah, and you're not affected by that. So that's the reason why Phoenix should get even higher. It actually also gives like an outlet for the Vapor Belter, which is really
We
important.
had 2 ways to get rid of it: creative solution and Vapors of Altor.
Yeah. When you were playing Jessica Drew and I was playing Doctor Strange, sometimes I was stuck with the Vapor and that was like so bad. So with that it helped. Creative solution actually draw a card and then you remove one of the thing, tough, confused or stun, and you do much more stuff after that. It actually helped quite a bit. That was one of the cards that you used toward the 9th month or something, and I just like, that's so nice.
Yeah, it's way too good.
Yeah, it's so good. Next card I choose to have was actually Grand Strategy, I believe.
Calculate the odds.
Calculate the odds? Okay.
And the grand strategy was last.
Okay. So calculate the... Knowing now, maybe I try playing Grand Strategy right off the
You
bat.
can't pull 7. You can't get 7 points in the first one.
I couldn't?
No. 6
Okay.
was the first.
So...
You
the
could
one
have
here-
went for it in the second one.
I think
I
it's
could-
all
I-
of them. 6 is the max you can get, so you have to save.
Maybe
for 7.
maybe I took one of them out. And then like, next time I'll play that.
Sure, but I like the triple combo you had there.
That's nice, but Grand Strategy is even better. The idea is that you put everything down in your hand and then you dig
get
even
another
more.
hand.
Yeah.
You get turn 2.
I should have taken one out and just put Grand Strategy. That was better. Calculated the odds is just like looting for 2. So you you draw a card and then you choose someone, yourself or one your friend, and then they can loot one card and it's just digging.
It's
to
like cycling your deck.
Grand Strategy is just so good. That's it. You really need that because
No explanation. Grand strategy.
yeah,
Grand strategy.
it's like draw up to your maximum hand
Go
size.
again.
Be
Yeah.
careful. Your hand size is different from hero to alter ego. There was sometimes I played that and draw 6 in hero form. Sometimes I
videos.
didn't. Sometimes I didn't like actually play Doctor Strange with this and yeah. If you play Doctor Strange, you get this. Sorcerer Supreme. The first 4 months, not even like half a year, I played Doctor Strange with Sorcerer Supreme. And you told me that
Wow.
Sorcerer Supreme was so good, and I was like, I don't know.
It's like, no, you need this. Why are you
Probably-
not running
probably
this?
mandatory.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like when I actually played Ultron with you, I didn't have Sorcerer Supreme, I believe.
Correct.
Yeah, I wasn't
Because
too
you were
much,
just getting into the game at that time.
Remember,
still.
I was at 46 cards, so you have to decide which you want to cut. If you want to, one of those people that needs to go down.
One way or another.
That could probably go first. Yeah, that's probably correct.
You say 46 without buying the cards.
Yeah,
So
that's
like,
a 52 I was at or something like that.
I kept my deck at 40 and then I just added this card afterward. Yeah. But
If you plan the scenario number 2 correctly, you could technically get rid of cards from your deck you don't want. Be careful when you see that scenario.
Yeah. So essentially, just thwart until I get unleashed, and then just slap.
She's an early game thwarter, and then
Yeah.
she's the attacker late game, and we take over thwarting late game.
Well, right. I mean, and that's sort of where, like, I'm playing Ant-Man as support. Joe needs a minute to get his board established. Frenchie starts out early game thwarting, so I kind of take on the minion punching and the...
Everything else.
Before you mop up, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Just explain to the people the proper way to balance the counter so you don't slip up and she comes out too early or too soon.
Yeah. So you start with like, where is she?
4 counters. This is.
Oh, that's the thing. Yeah. Where's the hero card?
You scooped
Whatever.
it up probably.
Yes,
No, it's right
somehow.
there.
Oh, no, that's her.
That's
No,
her.
it's right there.
Oh, it's like- so nice. If you can get that promo, like that promo is like so sick. Whatever. You start in restraint. You put 4 counter here, right? You don't. Usually, I try to like not use the counter on something like just do an action or event or whatnot. I would use the counter on trying to set up like the suit or like Utopia or like a resource generator or whatnot, right? You cannot also use the counter if you're alter ego. So you cannot even pay with the counter for the exchange. Sometimes I was like, I wish I can do it, but whatever. Try to always keep 2 counter on here. Because if there's one time when you have the Burning Hunger coming to you and you only have 1 counter, you're going to get unleashed at the moment that you don't want to be unleashed, right? And that's and I find it that I didn't get to play the Phoenix. Where is it? I always call it Phoenix Firebird. Nope, Phoenix Fire. It's Phoenix Firebird. That's the name of the card. Phoenix Firebird, to add more counter here. I just keep it at 2. I just keep like the first 2, and then for the resources, and Cyclops comes with like 2 more counters, so it actually gives you like more resources, and you try not to kill him. If you get at some point where it kills, and you go the other side, you can always make the call, get in back, and then Phoenix Firebird to put 2 more on it, so you can go back to restraint. And yeah, the big advice is just to like keep 2 here, because by the time that you are going to actually cycle this and then go again.
If you see Burning Hunger go by, would you risk going down to 1 counter?
No.
Not at all.
No. Like it's the whole idea is to actually stay as a thwarter until you
your
feel
team
like
is
Until you're
set up.
ready.
yeah.
Okay.
So we can like cycle a lot, right? I think by chance I didn't see that twice most of the game. Because you actually also
Controlling and manipulating the deck.
Yeah. That helped a lot. I think that's the reason why. But I never go down to 1 unless I know that next turn I can like put more counter on it or whatnot. There's sometimes I felt like I wasn't safe enough. I actually played that to put 2 counter on it. Yeah. I could ready or whatnot, but like no. Always have some kind of padding. Yeah. 2 is the right one. And then after that, if you see that and you go down to 1, try to add more. Right.
All right, thank you.
That's the idea. Remember that Cyclops has 3 health. You can attack. So in the turn that you actually need to go unleash, you can actually use all the counter, or if there's 2 less, you only have 2 and you cannot do much more. You can kill Cyclops to actually unleash you.
Yes. You
Yeah.
control when you go unleash, so to speak.
Yeah. So yeah, that was my dance with like the counter.
Okay. Kev, you are up with Ant-Man leadership.
So, for me, most important card, Ant-Man's helmet. That's your health, flipping into giant, that you're getting extra card draw, going tiny. Like, I think that's probably the most important card he's got. Let's see here. So, yeah, obviously the 5, 3 and the 2 for type. He's got his Pim Particles, which is extra healing, or I try to usually use them for card draw.
You try to find the proper balance between that. What's it? The heal.
Yeah, so you're heal 2 for Giant, or get an extra card for Tiny.
So playing correctly.
Right. It's one of those, oh, I'm at 2 health. I should get another card. No.
So you will see that actually Kevin is really notorious to like not go into alter
I
ego
don't know what you're talking about.
to heal.
This is my alter ego.
And like so many times, careful, Casey.
Let's see here. Obviously, yeah. So leadership. Since Frenchie's doing more of like a thwarting protection and then an aggression protection. Yeah, I've got the chump blocking. Throw them out. Cheap allies. Obviously, Maria Hill helping them get cards.
I would say this is
Score
your
girl for damage.
one-off random. Why did you choose him over? I guess the Hawkeye. The other 3s or 2s.
It was. I was trying something a little bit different, I think, with him. Just as like a blocker, because we're throwing toughs around anyways. He's got enough health. You could use him a couple times if you weren't defending with him. I know.
Retaliate 1. That's
Retaliate 1 is you get the tough, retaliate 1, and just kind of like chump block.
It's pretty nice too that sometimes you actually needed 1 thwart or 1 attack, and he's always here.
Right.
He stays, like he doesn't die, and you can always use him.
And he could actually take a hit from a minion and still stay on the board.
Yeah.
So Stinger is my way of getting an extra ally. So I can, if I have full allies, especially for like Collector 2, I can get a 4th, and she's probably my biggest Earth's Mightiest for readying purposes. That way, I don't have to get rid of her right away. She's not counting against my ally limit, and she gives me a free ready if I can combo with that. So that's always helpful.
Mm-hmm.
That's them. Obviously, make the calls, easy. I like Moxie just because you're doing a lot of, between the resizes.
Your Moxie's comboed really well when you would combo with Earth's Mightiest.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I mean, right, and you also have like the giant strengths where, you get up to like 9 attack potentially. Between flipping back and forth, a Moxie, and then the strengths. So
Power Stone.
I don't know what you're talking about. Power Stone. There's no Power Stone, Joe. Power Stone is a lie. I think the ants were huge for us, dealing one-off damage everywhere.
They got around guard. They got around retaliate. They get around. They go right
and
go
they
through
remove
tough
the
sort
tough.
of.
I mean, and I kind of pair it with
Yep.
Yeah.
the card that one of the cards I bought. We'll talk about that later. Was the heavy cannon, and just
Ants are so
spread damage,
Yeah.
and then ants
Same thing
can
for
pick them off.
Same thing for Giant Storm to spread all the damage, right?
And then my
Just make sure
Giant
remember to use that
Ping.
before you go to giant mode.
Yeah.
so obviously Giant Stomp is the damage, and then Hive Mind, you need the ants to get extra thwarting, which usually by
You
then,
didn't play it that much, Hive Mind.
right?
No,
And-
there's like times when you played and it was
No,
just clean.
I mean, like not as
See,
much as.
but it's one of those. I have to wait for ants to be out there to make it worth it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's usually after Frenchie's gone aggression. He's gone unleashed.
Now you're the thwarter.
Yeah.
And now
Yep.
I need to step up. Although you're also usually set up at that point. He goes unleashed. You've kind of set
I'm
up your
still relying
board.
on you a lot for that.
But yeah, all right.
That
so,
play, toward the end again,
But
this
yeah,
was
you have to
really
wait till you get sub. That's like a mid to late game card.
I thought there was like 2 of them, but there
No,
only
just
one.
the one.
That's
It's just
crazy.
the one.
Yeah.
Giant strength, early game damage, and clearing up minions. Let's see here. So you actually probably could have 2 team buildings for him,
What would
just
you have
because I don't know yet. Maybe I like the wind carrier, but it's just one of those because all of it like giants. He has the
shares too
giant
many
trait.
traits everywhere
He's
you go.
got all the tinies. This is tiny, condition giant.
Well, you have gone to 41 cards.
And then
So-
all of like your Avenger allies
Yeah,
is for so that's
I think like you're the only one that wants to go over 40, but like the fact that you actually pay attention to like when we do the runs, you're gonna
7.
see Kevin like draw a lot, like even sometimes more than him, which is like kind of crazy, especially for someone that when you get on
it's a
Giant, you only
4-card
have
hand
four
size,
card
and
size.
I get 6 cards, 7 cards. Like how?
So good. I'd argue the Queen Carrier is better because you cannot generate the resource here, and there were
Right.
sometimes we needed to generate resource to remove
Yeah, no,
upgrades
I
and whatnot.
get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't try to be the strange character and whore all of the resource generation. I could have taken that, but I didn't. Let someone else, balance. Find a balance.
I think for this campaign, especially because of
It's perfect.
collector
Yeah.
Thank
regroup.
God you brought 2.
Yeah. This,
especially for collector 1, where you need.
But if you only brought 1, we probably wouldn't have worried.
Well, yeah,
struggle.
no.
But 2 is a good number.
Yeah.
I think that card is also mandatory in this campaign.
Yes.
Just
Absolutely.
Just for collector 2 alone, and it benefits elsewhere.
Yeah.
Collector 1, you mean?
Collector 1, yes.
Target acquired obviously was mandatory. I don't use this card enough. I
think you used
should.
it once.
I played it once.
I don't even know what it does actually.
It's how I can confuse or stun.
Really?
Yes.
I think we were doing it so much.
But
you
that I don't
probably
have a
needed
reason
wait-
to use.
Yeah.
Like,
Because
I
it
don't
costs too much.
Right. It's a high cost for it.
So it's pay 1, but you need to pay 2 resources to actually.
Also,
okay,
something important about the helmet and the wrist gauntlets.
Is there only 2 tech in there?
Yeah.
So it's just 2.
So tech
Wait,
theft.
there's only 2 tech in the Ant-Man suite, and they brought that card to do that? It's rude. There's got to be
We're
more.
gonna double check. No.
It's so funny
it's
because
giant,
he's the only
giant,
one that has text
giant.
for 2.
And we
Yeah.
see it, we're like, well, okay, good luck.
So much for your helmet, guys.
That's
Oh,
so
this
weird.
is what heals me. This is what and tech theft says no. So if Yellow Jacket shows up
It's really just
and
for
you're
the
with
helmet.
and you're with these 2 who don't have any tech, it's gonna sit there a while.
If you
guys.
bring an
you gotta do
Ant-Man-
it yourself.
If you bring an Ant-Man player with you, don't bring tech with your teammates. Just don't.
I actually pay attention sometimes, but with the ETOs and the twat.
It usually doesn't sit there long.
Yeah.
All right.
You good with this?
Usually
yeah.
they sometimes do that so long.
So I took In Defiance. It paid off a little bit here and there for protecting against
a
minions.
ton of damage mitigation, yeah.
Safeguard. I
100%,
usually
mandatory.
took the Sure Gamble and the Ardent Resolves, and I was like, here, you guys take them. I'll try to again playing support.
Once again, I
Trying
had the Severing's Ragdoor try to give your other teammates the ability to put toughs out.
I enjoy Heavy Cannon very much.
That was so good. Yeah.
It did
That's
all
more,
of the
that's more
damage.
dancing around the guards and whatnot.
They have 1 damage
And
for everything.
retaliate.
That's
Yeah.
good.
I took Hyper Thrusters and Close Call Hyper Thrusters.
So good.
Was useful for just helping ping off
That's
a
a
little bit,
third-
little bit.
Third of a ETO, but you do it every turn. It's so much.
Close Call was essentially a target acquired in hand for getting rid of boost icons, boost abilities.
Bad attachments, yeah.
And you can draw. So that compared to the other one.
I think
that
close
you
call is also mandatory for
Yes.
4 and 5.
have- Yeah.
Minimum.
It's good.
Armor plating didn't get. I got it too late and we didn't get a chance to really use it. It might have another
And
Indefiance.
at that point, I
of
think all the
helping.
cheap cost cards were sucked up, so you really couldn't.
There wasn't anything to me that was worth grabbing. So
So one thing I can say about this is it's all almost cost 0. This is so good that it's worth 1 at
Did you do
least.
it on purpose, or you know what's happening? Because you're full
sort
card
of.
hand size, and you're generally
Well, yeah.
resource
I mean,
starved.
I
But
like
these were great
I like
choices.
the heavy cannon. This, I'm spending 6 on the first. That just kind of pairs well. It's chance to block damage, and then this is helping. The heavy cannon was there. I mean, not it wasn't intentional, but I also have a lot of 0 cost events and stuff where that's here, and none of them are here. So between the resizes, the Moxies, the make the calls, which you're using to pay, you still have to pay for stuff, and the Earth's Mightiest.
Yeah, you probably
So-
it probably wouldn't have been smart to buy things that had
High, yeah.
actual costs.
Yes. This also draw your card, so it's not bad to actually have it.
Yeah.
And actually, I think if someone's crazy enough to see how much damage he does and how much thwart he
Oh
does,
my god.
he might actually be the one that did the most damage and most thwart in all the
I
games.
wouldn't doubt it. With
Yeah.
the cannon hitting the board,
Yeah.
The
squirrel
cannon-
girl, double squirrel run. Yeah,
That's basically Squirrel Girl a turn.
Yeah.
This is ETOing a turn.
Turn,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then between the flipping,
flipping in the ping.
pinging damage, thingy, thwart,
Yeah, I just filled in the gaps here and there.
And the reason why you don't have to actually go to here is because you keep flipping
Right.
with the helmet.
right? The
It's
helmet, the resize is getting extra flips in a turn.
Yeah. There was time
And
you
the pin
were
particles.
there was time you were going down to 2-3 health.
He's like, 1 health, I'm fine, I'll block for you.
2 turns later. Yeah.
Not even 3 turns. 2 turns later, I'm back up to 10.
Yes, which is insane because he keep flipping and drawing cards. I don't know how he does that. I honestly I didn't pay attention. It's so nice.
You have to kind of know. All right, this turn I'm going to be thwarting, so I need to make sure on my flip for turn at some point I do my thwart as tiny and then before I finish my turn in giant or finish my turn, wherever else. So it's like, if you're gonna punch, you got to make sure you're punching as giant. What kind of flips are you getting? It's just a little
And
the
all
game in the game.
the boxes that also give you like the defense, right?
Defense,
And
which
just
helps
like,
a lot too.
Yeah, that was
It's
that's
like where
one
I
of
can
the
have
best you play,
I can have my allies chump block for Joe, and then I'll just block for myself.
or even
Or-
block for when the ankle cards come through, after.
Right.
It's like
The health pool is
Yeah.
huge.
Well, yeah, he's got the big health, so he can tank a hit, and then he's gonna heal pretty regularly. So
do you have no? You don't have endurance.
We all have endurance.
No, I didn't take endurance.
Oh my god.
I
Really?
did not take endurance.
See, that's the crazy
Wow.
stuff. See? That's
You
why-
played
Oh,
endurance
right.
on
You
you.
don't need it, so to speak.
You probably do.
You
But,
probably
you could use it, but
Yeah, yeah.
uh,
What are the cards that you would like to like play first, or what you would like prioritize?
Ant-Man's helmet.
Yeah, just like this card for
Enhance.
Hermes and
Army
Mets.
events.
Which, by the way,
I'll prioritize.
Yeah, Ant-Man's helmet. The team building just to because it synergizes
energy.
with so many things, and then the ants because they're gonna sit there and just
No
constantly
way.
dealing damage.
and pay attention to how he said that, right? Because like in some of the games, you would see that he actually pitched this too, because he need to.
I did it once.
It's
Like,
tough to play a 3-cost card if your hand's
Yes,
for something.
and you
Get
then
the
you were like
choice.
just prioritizing to helping us to actually
Yeah.
before doing that.
Well, that's just being a good teammate.
That's
good.
Yeah.
But yeah, like between like giant strength and army of ants, I'm gonna like one of
Oh,
those like
thanks, 'cause
discard.
we're in my deck.
I'm gonna discard the giant strength over the ants because,
Yeah.
like giant strength, there's a chance you'll be exhausted. There's you won't like you're not guaranteed to be able to swing. Army of ants, that's a damage. You're just and there's always a target for the damage.
Always.
There's always a target.
If there's no target, you did great.
If there's no target, the game's over.
Yes.
You did great.
Like yeah, mulligans very important, right? So like just like try to dig into other hands, like what we really want to have like really at the beginning. Yeah.
It depends on the scenario. Like maybe if you're, you want to get your setup cards.
Yeah, it's always you want to set up cards. Yeah.
I will say, White Tiger, just never forget that Collector 2
Enjoy your
doesn't
one card.
have.
Enjoy your one,
Yeah,
yes.
that's the biggest danger with with that.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was of deck tech.
Deck text.
Deck techs, yes. We also have like a lot, like when we play
It
play that
folds?
Yes, it folds.
I've never seen this.
we play that campaign so much that we actually like have our strategy like well or two. Like if you guys want to see this, how we were thinking about playing each of the campaign, just let us know. We can also do a video about that. It's very how you say that? There's a lot of variety in that campaign. I think I really liked it, even if it took like
It was
so long.
different from the Red Skull campaign. It's not just punch. It's well, we have to do this and this and manage that and manage this, and then we got to punch and then dodge and block. Yes.
Yeah. It took us a really, really long time before we like managed to figure out Nebula.
I thought the Collector 2 was a fun little way of not just punching the
Something
villain.
different where
Yeah.
it's not just it's not
Oh.
now you got to beat the bad guy again.
Yeah. And yeah, Ronan was it took a weekend, but Ronan was also kind of scary. But it felt good to actually end up with Ronan and just be like, we won the campaign.
Wait, did we beat it?
No.
Or maybe we did. Stay tuned.
I hope we were all alive to see the victory. I hope no one died.